Hi, everyone. Alan Rolleri from Hotec Design here, and I'm really excited because joining me today is Jacki Arena, principal and owner of Jacki Arena Interiors. You know them for creating unique environments for memorable guest experiences, working with such iconic brands as Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, and Sandals, just to name a few. So, Jacki, welcome. I'm so happy you're with me today.
Thank you, Alan. I'm happy to be here.
So, to get started, tell me a little bit about JAI. And is there a segment of hospitality that you specialize in, or maybe one that's, maybe you like a little bit more than the others, if you'd share with us?
Oh, come on. We love them all, right? Well, let's see. JI was my first baby that I birthed 23 years ago, and we specialize in one of a kind, unique boutique, independent, soft branded hotels and resorts. What's special about JI is I brought up a lot of my designers right from school many, many years ago and gave them wings, and they flew away as they should, as they gain experience and confidence and want to experience more of what the world has to offer. And in the past 5 years, my leadership team is all made up of those designers that have come back in a remote format. And I'm very proud to say that in the last 5 years, we've had four of my previous designers return. And I think it speaks a lot for the company. We're small, but we're mighty. And I love my team. And that heart that I have for the team and for JAI is shown through all of our designs and what we do. And that also passes on to the client experience as well.
Yeah, and I mean, isn't that one of the best things about being a business owner, right? Is it's not talked about enough, in my opinion, is the effect you have on the lives of your employees and people who pass through and work for you, and you're helping them provide for their families and launching their careers, and then to see it come full circle is really a special thing. I think that's great.
Yeah. And actually, the biggest gift is, I taught them, and as they came back, they now teach me because it's always best to hire those that know more than you, and who better to
Yes,
learn from than the ones we started out with. So it's a
that's
blessing
great.
for sure.
I love it. And so, in terms of business strategy, right, for a hotel, why is design and the products that make up that design so important today?
Well, I mean, I'd have to say the design is what is where the feeling comes from. It's the feeling and the aesthetic as the guest enters the space. It has such a strong component of their whole experience, the guest's whole experience. So, um, obviously finding the best products at the best price for the client, for the brand, for the tier that we're working in, without losing that aesthetic that the guest is not only seeking, but these days expecting. I think the bars have continually been raised for the
Hmm.
different brands, whether it's select service, full service, luxury, whatever it is. The bar is definitely continuing to be raised by the expectations of the guest. And so the product, the selections, the quality. I mean, we've definitely seen quality shifting as time has gone by the last few years, which we're really keeping a close eye on, and we're trusting these manufacturers that we have relationships with and experience with to continue to deliver the same quality that they always did. Otherwise, that's on that that's our responsibility as designers to make sure that we're providing what we feel is the best in all areas. So, um, just making sure that everybody's staying up to those standards that are expected these days.
It's interesting you bring up the products and the quality. I have to expect that, a big part of your job, your team's job is really staying on top of, the manufacturers or the different products, the new trends, separating fad from trend and really, understanding, that how that whole equation works. Um, and to that end, I know that you've participated in Hotec Design, right? And for those watching who may not be familiar, it's a hosted buyer event. A lot of people out there call it like the speed dating event, where we pair together folks like you, Jacki, and your firm with the industry's top suppliers. So you all could meet, and you could talk about what you're doing and your projects, and the suppliers could talk about their products, what's new for them, their quality. Tell me a little bit about your experience and how it's helped your business when you've attended.
Oh, I love Hotech. The quality of manufacturers and brand professionals and designers and I mean it owners, and it's just such a wonderful, wonderful mix. And um, we've really gotten to know some products that maybe we had not been aware of. The larger trade shows, we often go, there's so much to look at. We tend to go to the ones that we are used to and that we want to catch up with. So this is a great time at Hotech to have that one-on-one experience where we're really being able to ask the questions that we want to know more about, the products that we may want to know more about. And again, finding that quality as well as the relationship that we want to nurture over time as well. So there's also, I love the events that are within
Mhm.
Hotech as well. So it's a great experience all around.
Listen, the one thing this segment of the industry knows how to do is put together work and fun.
Yes,
Work hard, play hard. So
that's
um,
absolutely.
I think this could be very valuable for the supplier community out there. Can you offer some advice, being that you've been on the other end of that table at Hotec Design? Suppliers have 20 minutes to talk to you, right, during their one-on-one meeting. How can they best utilize that time to give them the greatest chance to get your business? I mean, that's what they're there for, right? They're
Absolutely.
there to meet with you in hopes that your next, great project, they're going to get their project, pardon me, their product in there. So 20 minutes, what is the best strategy for them?
Build the relationship. Don't focus on the sell. It's not about the sale. Don't waste time going over, what are you working on right now? Because in our intro, what we're working on. We
Right,
fill all that out.
right.
So don't focus so much on, getting this one sale, getting this one job, because that can come and go. It's the relationships that mean everything. And I've built lifelong relationships at Hotech and that are absolutely invaluable. And I may even forget the product that was being sold, but I don't forget the relationship. And so the first thing I do is I go to that person because I care about that person, and they can help me find the solution for my challenge that I may have, or fill the need of the product that we're looking for. So focus on the relationship. Yes, we're going to talk about the industry. We're going to talk about what we're working on, but don't make that the primary focus. Remember that we're all people. We all have a story. We all come from something. We're all leaving something behind to be here. And we do also want to have some fun. So let's have fun. Let's share some challenges and let's get to know each other and let's work on the future together.
At every show that I've attended recently, every other article, I mean, it seems like the entire world, especially our business, is talking about AI, and specifically in the design community, right? And how it's playing a role. So I'm interested to hear from you, from a designer perspective. How are you implementing, if you are, AI into your business?
It's a great question. And I have to say, we are constantly exploring, different types of AI, the different uh, facets of what it can do, which one does what are the different strengths. I'd say our biggest focus over the last couple of years is really on finding the different types that will help remove the busy work, the admin work, the stuff that we don't care to do that holds us up, that causes bottlenecks, that then allows us to all work in our unique abilities and really thrive in the creative portion. So I would just say it, and that frees up more time for the client and for the actual design to thrive and for us to all play in the lanes that we're really good at and that we really enjoy. So I do appreciate it. We're constantly learning, we're constantly growing and finding, new things to help in different areas. And it's definitely a new it's a new day for us
Yes.
that have been around a while.
Yeah,
You know? And so
for
just
sure.
finding how to make the processes smoother, faster, quicker, more efficient so that we can really focus on the creativity and the design on our end. Yeah.
Um, I want to wrap up on something, and I think it's really really important. And it's an initiative that you excuse me started called Faith in Hospitality. And first of all, I applaud you for doing it. Unfortunately, terms like faith and maybe religion and stuff like that. A lot of people in business tend to shy away from it, or we don't talk about it, or we don't want to upset anybody, or and it is. I mean, like, listen, the old adage, right? Politics and religion. You don't talk about them, right? So I applaud you on the initiative. If you could talk a little bit about it, why you started it, and maybe how people could learn a little bit more about it if they're interested.
Yeah, so it was put on my heart a good 2 or so years ago to start this faith and hospitality for our industry. And first of all, I said no. I pushed back and I pushed back for those reasons. You
Yeah.
don't mix, you don't mix your faith with work and all of that. And finally, I said yes and created this community. It's a private community on LinkedIn where we can make sure that we are all in the hospitality industry and we have that um, similarity. And it's really just it's a community where faith and hospitality intersect. And it's a place where we can talk about our faith. It's not based on religion specifically. It's um, believers in God and believers in just something bigger than ourselves that we all want to focus on and bring that into our work and into our professional life and into our industry so that we can all make a bigger impact together and we can be a light and a hope and an encouragement. So within this community, anybody is welcome, and it's really again just a place to be inspired, to find encouragement, and we do have events. We have events once or twice a year. We are doing small little coffee meetups, at different cities and
Mhm.
where we can come together and again just kind of see the face of those other members that you didn't just weren't aware of because we don't talk about it. So it's a really beautiful place to come together, and I'm excited to see it grow. But again, you can go on LinkedIn and look up Faith in Hospitality, and we're happy to have you.
I love it. I love it. In my own personal experience, I have found, you need faith when it's the hardest to have,
Mhm.
right? So I applaud you. I think it's a great initiative, and I encourage anyone who is interested in joining and just being, a support and a light for one another, to go on LinkedIn and check that out. Well, Jacki from Jacki Arena Interiors, it has been an absolute pleasure, and I
You,
look
Alan.
forward to talking to you soon. Thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thank you. I really appreciate you.